Fala, turma, tudo bem com vocês? Aqui quem fala é o casal sobrevivente e vamos continuar a nossa trajetória. Vamos encontrar a Adrian lá no gabinete.
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Eu não quero conversar com você, não. Não quero saber das suas pitangas. Vamos lá, né? Encontramos aquele terror morfo lá em tal set.
Captain, over here.
Oh, tudo bem? Opa.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, my relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone.
Okay.
Of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus,
Oi, a gente
Road
não...
to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Caramba, era clone?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact.
Fizeram clone, né? Conseguiram clonar. Não sei se foi uma cabra, não sei se foi algum bicho. Já conseguiram fazer clone.
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young, training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
E hoje em dia é possível mexer na genética também, né? Você consegue modificar o DNA inteiro, né? Da cria ali, né? É avançado as coisas. Mais avançado do que se pensa.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Ah, se vocês são diferentes, ué.
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
Nossa, eu pensei que minha família fosse zoada. Ah, ela não é o pai.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how
Obrigada.
much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of it. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Vamos saber mais sobre o pai
We never
dela.
spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being fleet admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of guardians instead. Until his defeat during the colony war, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy, perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life. It's hard to know exactly what might sway them. I'd just be honest about what you saw. A colony wiped out, and a lot of lives lost. Something we don't want anyone else to have to experience. Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Eita. Então, bora lá. Então, bora.
Sounds like our cue. Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Obrigada. Tem nada de bom aqui. Eita.
Ah, welcome.
Maria.
You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Agradecimentos no estanque da nave.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice Archive. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the...
That's quite the leap, Captain.
Huh.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty war...
I would
Visita.
remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium.
Eita,
I would
tomou.
also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount, Chief is seeing his point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us... I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all...
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Pra poder evitar uma tragédia? Oxe, não aprendeu não? Olha os Estados Unidos.
It's forbidden knowledge for a reason, right? The reason being we weren't ready for it then. The question now is, how far have we come since then?
That? I hadn't thought of that, Captain.
Pessoal,
An excellent point indeed. The other powers would likely be much more inclined to work with us knowing that. Chief
That point is a good one. Very well, you have my agreement. The galaxy is lucky you were...
You and
Obrigada.
I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full back.
what? Oh. Por que, minha gente?
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport.
É o quê?
Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
It's happening, folks. Don't panic. We need to focus.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time
Não
for
confio nesse
conjecture
cara.
later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly.
Ei,
The last
mulher.
thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world.
Ixi.
Going to take a while to bring them in.
É, meu Deus, vai sobrar pra
We'll
mim.
have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there.
Meu
We'll let them know
Deus.
you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Então você vai ficar aqui, porque a gente vai ficar aqui. Gente, a calma deles é inacreditável, né? Ai, Jesus Cristo. Ai, cacetada. Que doido. Coração. Acho que eu não tava com arma. Puxar a arma pra vocês. Eu peguei. Peguei um fuzil a laser.
Hit him with everything you've got. Stop! We're trying to help you.
Pega a arma. Ah, vocês são loucos? Mais alguém? Isso, velho.
Splat! Oh, good. I was wondering when we'd get to this.
Que cacetada, esse daqui morreu. Oh, fuck. Tomou. Gente, foi sem querer.
Thank God you got here when you did.
Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no excuse for using lethal force.
Ah, cala a boca. Primeira vez que eu lido com isso, pra saber.
Sorry doesn't bring
Ah,
now.
sai fora.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
Ixi.
We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control. Turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to.
Oxi.
You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire. And keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Se alguém me der. Exatamente.
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terramorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to... I'm not suggesting. It's the
Eita.
result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out. In those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM5.
É, você me explica isso agora. Depois que eu matei o cara ali.
Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help.
Agora que você me explica como que funciona isso. Acho que eu não tenho nem espaço pra colocar essa arma aqui em algum lugar, né? É, nem tem espaço. Well. Ah, não, já sei. Eu vou colocar. É bandagem. Ai, meu Deus do céu, mais um terror. Aquele lá que a gente matou foi tão complicado. Oh, carambola, viu? Ixi.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
An evacuation order has been issued.
Por que essa louca tava falando comigo?
All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
It's gonna be okay. It's not real.
Tem que dar pra dar uma luteada. Eita! Eita! Oh! Eita folga! Deixa eu mudar aqui. Eita! Consigo subir aqui? Ótimo. Fazer uma coisa. Ih, mas será que eu vou fazer todo mundo flutuar também? Não sei. Tá muito perto. Caraca, olha isso, gente. Calma que eu quero tudo isso daqui. Ixi, peguei uma arma, nem vi. Nossa, meu Deus, é muita vida. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui.
Fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need.
Só um minutinho, ver se tem mais coisa aqui. Como que entra nesse negócio? Nada. Outra. É opcional fazer o quê? Falar com o esquadrão e eliminar os terror. Vamos fazer o opcional.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to...
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a fire.
We're not UC security. You don't need
Eita.
to worry about us. Roger that. We're on you. Anyone nosing around here is gonna...
Quanto mais gente, melhor. Tá? Ai, meu Deus. São dois. Olha, se eles irem lá na minha nave, vai pegar pro lado deles, hein? Uou! Aqui não. Aqui.
It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that floor. It's here. It's here. Do it now.
Eu fico tanto poder que eu tenho é capaz de eu entrar na sua mente. Ai, filha da mãe. Oi, pera aí. Dá pra vocês acertarem os tiros também?
Closer now.
Dá pra eu lutear? Que difícil, não? Parece que por aqui não tem nada pra lutear, não. Oxi. Bom. Ai, caramba. Filha da mãe. Eu vou pegar. Cara, você é doido. Caramba. Filha da mãe, não consegue pegar, meu. Oh.
We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
I don't want to even think about what would have happened had we failed. This was damn heroic, Captain.
É, o fogo é que essa arma aim aí não parece ser tão forte contra ele. Continuar intacta, senão o bicho pega pra vocês. Eita, pouco. Vou lutar esse daqui. É.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. I guess our people.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt.
We were
Lógico.
just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Tá aparecendo ninguém aqui não, né?
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all clear signal before exiting your...
Doideira, meu. Caramba, do nada um ataque assim, que isso? Agora estranho, hein? Acho que aquele cara lá tem alguma coisa a ver. Eu não confio naquele cara não, hein? Não confio um pouco. O jogo deu muita arma. Sangue de Jesus. Deu muita munição.
It's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Com descrição?
The next time terror morphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them valid.
Thank you, ma'am.
Start do que nunca. Isso.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to
Eita,
convince
como
the
que eu vou falar com
Freestar
esse varão?
Collective, someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Eu? Não sei ninguém da vanguarda.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon the collection of the data. So,
Eita,
will you
então não
help
vai ser os 500 mil anos trabalhando pra eles?
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United States...
9.000 cash,
I'm gonna go
350
check in with Chief
Ui, quase
Engineer
eu peguei.
Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Ok. Bora?
We're on the cutting edge of technology here.
Have you seen these orders? A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Vai falar com... E recebo o quê?
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my... I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you... And that means first getting you into the archives.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 arms UC, Freestar Collective, and House Faroon.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar
Eu
Collective.
quero ver como que a gente vai falar com os
and
varões,
their
gente. Não
codes.
tô entendendo.
Get them both, and you'll have your data. But
Extrator de...
no. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated on the fly based on biometric keys kept by each of the ambassadors on their person. They're
Eita.
impossible to create without those keys, and those keys stay with the ambassador.
I couldn't agree more. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately...
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get...
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe? Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
But she loves her job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
But my suspicion is we're going to have...
Ish.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. You just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy.
So, if you are going to try and access the device,
No,
que
we
legal.
recovered some intel we believe should be able to help. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy, and someone who very likely hates her gut.
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over. But I can't.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way.
And take
Caramba.
this. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Ixi, eu vou ter que pagar alguém?
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice,
Balmore. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests. So there's, though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
well, these days, they're primarily considered a secure. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone, but that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real... It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Caramba.
It does, but there's a concern.
Oh, meu Deus.
We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but its scans of the facility show life signs.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly.
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making...
Oh, meu Deus.
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin. If we can ever... But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not... We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more... But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man...
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow... Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while... Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay.
Hey, Dusty. If you're ever thinking to yourself, you know, I needed this. Exploring the galaxy with you by day and... Vasco never appreciated my humor that much. I told him all about Irvin. Oh, we got to point B many times just fine. Top-notch co-pilot. Would recommend him to anybody. Anyway, I'm glad you're here right now because we have things to discuss about. I heard back from my contact.
Achei que você ia falar comigo sobre
They
o que tá
looked into
acontecendo agora.
Hephaestus Mining Corporation. And that's not all. My contact, turns out the witness was threatened until he, and thanks to our contact, we now. No, my contact does for now. I trust, and it depends on what I want to do with all the proof. Bank transactions. A precise amount was... My contact has an audio log with the identity of the speaker verified, time-stamped. I tend to agree. It's interesting. So I know a cyber runner who has access. They can dig into the classified archive. We can pay extra for them to use less legal methods to obtain information. But that...
Pronto.
I appreciate that, Captain. You have always been so supportive. Depending on what they find out, it might be time to talk. Whew. Taking on
Aí eu
Hephaestus
medo do meu
isn't
bolso,
going
nessa
to be
brincadeira.
easy. Maybe I should study up on the art of cross-examination. That's solid advice. Know your app. Anyway, let's go adventure while we wait on the...
Beleza, viu?
Excuse me?
Sai fora. Meu. Como que eu vou achar o pessoal dos barões? Meu. Meu.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop the
Sorry, but I need sign off from the
War memorial. We've come a long way since the war.
Meu. Apenas meu.
Every day that we all keep talking is a day we should celebrate.
Oh, tudo bom? Mas cuidado que a gente não pode ser pego onde não é pra gente estar. Alguém falar X pra daqui.
Sorry, everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
Ai, caramba, viu? Vamos fazer o que tem que ser feito.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Sim.
This building is Freestar sovereign territory. So in here, we're the law.
Te perguntei.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Eita, acho que eu vou colocar esse último. Ai, que difícil.
What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the space... You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly.
Obrigada, viu, por ter
Saved
agradecido.
many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives. Some of the most highly guarded information. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to I was afraid of. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now.
Bom, então lá vamos nós.
All right. The warmongers of the UC will find a way to make it dangerous. Responsible governance will not be rushed. And the archival monitors can ensure that's all you take. Huh. There's a lot of scared people out there right now, and I could do something about it. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. We will be ensuring the monitors only permit you access to items related to stopping these terramorphs. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Moça. Só dá Freestar também, ô retardado.
Excellent.
Oxi. Ou não?
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights.
Muito obrigada, viu?
Unlikely allies, I guess.
É, exatamente. Eu sei que é improvável, mas... Oi, que susto. Onde você saiu? Vamos fazer aqui.
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
É, pois é, né? Você tá aí. Tendo que resolver tudo aqui. Ah, eu usei a persuasão, gente. Eu preciso disso daqui. Eu preciso disso daqui. Vamos lá. Agora, eu ainda quero saber como que a gente vai falar com... Eu quero saber como que nós vamos falar com os usuários. Ah.
Remember? Keeper Aquila seems to know what he's talking about.
Bicho pegando e você aí, assim. Plena. Ih. O quê? Vamos dar um save aqui, né? Só pra evitar a fadiga. Oxe, por que tá tudo destruído aqui? Não, o pessoal do barulho foi embora, né? Olha. Opa. Bom, não está aparecendo como objeto de roubo. Então, posso observar. Meu Deus do céu. Meu Deus do céu. É assim que vocês cuidam da casa de vocês? Gente, que barulho é esse? Rolo de papel higiênico ali.
Say what you will, but I bet House Varun knows how to party.
Caramba. Esse aqui é por debaixo. Torretas? Eu vou ativar, não sei o que eu vou encontrar aqui. O lugar tá... Meu Deus do céu. Ótimo, deixou super tranquila. Super me tranquilizou, relaxa. Ai, Jesus. É a roupa deles. Isso aqui não é tóxico, não? Olha, tem coisa ali, ó. Robô.
Never gonna get their deposit back after this. All yours.
O que aconteceu aqui? Ih, caralho. Filha da polícia, velho. Que susto. Mano do céu. Poxa, apareceu vermelho pra mim. Apareceu vermelho, eu tô tirando. Tem alguma coisa aqui? Ai. Ai, esse negócio é muito chato de... Tá preso na pessoa cacetada manequim. Que custo? Ah, é muito chato você ficar... Ah, torreta. Ah, a torreta que a gente acionou. Sangue de Jesus. Ai, tem mais um computador. Nossa, eu quero um computador. Tava no certo. Nossa, perdi até o rumo do susto que eu tomei. O que está acontecendo aqui? Nossa senhora, que susto. Não, o coração não aguenta não, gente. Não é mais desse jeito, não. Nossa senhora, que susto, meu Deus. Ai, não. Que é pra me proteger. Coloca, dá licença. Ah, ganhamos um monte de habilidade. Um monte de habilidade aqui, nós temos que gastar nele do jeitinho certo. Bom, aqui eu acho que não precisamos ainda. Porque estamos até que bem. Aqui a gente tá no 3. A gente tá indo no 2. Tá no 1. Então, né? Aqui estamos nessa. Aqui estamos evoluindo ainda. Acho que eu vou colocar esse daqui pra aumentar meu escudo. Importante, defesa, né? Quero que aumentar meu escudo da nave. Ai, senhor amado, que susto, não faz isso comigo. Ai, Jesus Cristo. Ai, meu Deus do céu, ainda quer que eu fique fazendo puzzle depois, gente. Não é assim que funciona, não. Não é assim, não, gente. Ai, Deus, ó. Ai, Senhor Jesus. Tem um manequim no banheiro, velho. O quê? Tem bala no banheiro? Tem uma arma no banheiro? Eu já vou dar um jeito no comunicador, mas só um minutinho, tá? Por favor. Opa! Tá. Vou dar aqui. Nossa senhora, quanta coisa. Gente, eu percebo no coração. Ele não existe mais. aqui, tá aqui. Tem um outro que a gente colocou, né? Esse daqui daqui. Eu tenho um de 3. Um de 3, mas desse lado aqui. Perdi. Ah, temos de um. Tá, esse daqui. Sobra esse e aquele. Ah, meio longinhos que sobram, hein? Ah, acho que esse aqui vai, hein? Não. Ele não vai, não. É porque aquele ali parece que foi feito pra lá mesmo, né? Tem os dois meio distantezinhos. Não é pra cá isso. Ah. Ui. Tô falando, gente. O susto simplesmente me desnorteou todinha. Assim, esquece. Esquece, porque é no de baixo. Ah, eu ver se tem vídeo, que não tem pra onde rodar. Se for esse. Opa! O que foi? Onde é que ele tinha? Ai, Deus. Meu coração. Jesus Cristo. Daí. Gente, meu coração tá de um jeito que você simplesmente não imagina, tá? Tem coisa de contrabando aqui, meu. Estes hereges da vara. Eu vou voltar a pegar isso aqui depois. Não posso esquecer. Ai, Deus. What? Eles estão atirando em mim, mas eu não tinha ativado. Ué? Ah, o robô agora... Gente, o que aconteceu aqui? Eu não faço a menor ideia. Que lugar? Tem que ser dos Varun, né, velho? Tem que ser dos Varun. Não podia ser um lugarzinho mais tranquilo, de boazinha, não, né? Tem que. Eles têm que ser. Tá vendo? O pessoal já birra dele. Ele faz isso. Aí, ó. Isso é pra baixo.
May as well, right?
Caraca, meu. Ah, uma pistola de 3 partículas. Meu Deus do céu. Caraca! Caramba, não matou. Cadê os meus robôs me ajudando? Ai. Meu Deus. Os robôs não ajudam nada. Meu. Ai, tem outra torreta? Tem uma torreta aqui, ó. Não ajuda em nada. Tá verdinho ali, mas... Filha da mãe! Material. Gente, que barulho é esse? Eita! Bichinho. Ai, meu Deus. Tá seguro? No computador. Caramba, mas eu vou usar todos os meus vídeos de hack só aqui, né? Ai, caramba. Meu, que loucura. Não. Pra proteger eu, ativa as torretas. Caramba, meu. Oxi. Eu não abri essa porta aqui, não. Ah, eu podia ter tipo, corrido pra cá. Ah, entendi. Eu vou construir. Se tiver atirando em mim. Mas eu... coloquei as torretas pra me proteger. Por que elas não estão me protegendo? Por que elas estão me atacando aqui agora? Ai, filha da mãe.
Find anything worth selling or using?
Meu Deus. Tem cadê? Ah, eu gastei à toa. Tá, eu não vejo. Oh! Começou a festa sem eu, hein? Meu Deus do céu. Ai. Oxe, voltei pro início. Onde a gente tava? É. Meu Deus. Mas, meu. Sério, pra que colocar esses manequins? Gente, porão. Ué, pelo menos o jeito que ela estava. Oh. Oh. Tem nada, né? Opa. Temos Didi escondido ali. Tava fazendo caixa 2, né?
What if we leave a few things here and make a second trip?
Cara, eu vou ter que realmente fazer outra viagem. Porque tem aquele negócio contrabandeado. É. Os guardiões. Foco, foco. Tô presa.
Oh, I got this.
Caraca, você quase tomou uma, hein? E cadê o outro? Ah. Meu Deus. Que lugar. Oh. Meu, que lugar é esse? Tá vendo? Parece que todo mundo acha vocês doidos. Vocês ficam agindo como tal.
So,
What seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us.
Caramba, meu, olha.
You have my thanks, and my
Mas ele topou.
apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Caramba, meu, que susto. Ai, meu Deus do céu. Eu vou infartar. Aqui já é tudo roubado.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely I suspect
foi
the
tudo
venom tree
proposital.
upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental... It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well... But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand? I take it you didn't have such an experience. Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the venom trees. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Is that right, huh? I shall need to have... Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. But if I am to grant you access, for years House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We found with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who the knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends.
You've got my word, too. I swear, if this goes awry...
Well then, please. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
You're carrying a lot. You want to take a moment to shuffle things around?
Só queria deixar registrado. Eu estava falando aqui. E eu percebi que estava no mudo. Ai, ai. Que da hora. Eu acho que antes de ir ali... Caramba, pior que lá pra trás, né? Muita coisa, tô com recurso. Muita coisa. Nossa, preciso nos dois lugares? Como assim? Vou vir aqui. Ah, mas eu acho que eu tô nesse distrito, não tô? Não, eu tô no comercial. Eu acho que tem duas missões ativas. Ah. Não tô fazendo atividade. Oxe, como que ativou duas missões? Eu não sei. Doideira. Sou muito mais inteligente que vocês.
This place is a delightful relic tangled up with hope, grit, and science.
Vou usar a bancada de pesquisa aqui rapidinho. Vamos ver. Projetos em andamento. Aqui. Ah, aqui já foi tudo, né? Agora eu preciso do engenharia de interpol. E aqui também preciso de outras coisas. Ok. Então bora. Vamos guardar essas coisas aqui. Os códigos. Ai, o ursinho é tão legal. Nada dos recursos. Arma, eu tenho alguma que eu queira guardar? Chega. Ah, peraí, cadê aquela arma? Ela é de M. Cadê? Armas. A gente tem alguma arma de M aqui? Temos essa. Só laser. Vou pegar ela. Eu acho que eu vou guardar essa outra. Cadê? Isso aqui é 10 só. Cadê a pistolinha? Ah, esse tem diferença. Essa daqui é esse desenhozinho aqui. E essa aqui é um raio. Oh, interessante. Então, fica aí, eu vou continuar então com essa daqui ainda. Traje. cacete. Ah, peguei a roupa da casa varão. Eu vou guardar. Opa. Bom, bora lá. Meu, que doideira. Que isso?
Here on Vanguard business?
Captain, you're... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With... So the old man was still lurking around in there. And now, I've already arranged everything. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to... Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance... Absolute best behavior down there, alright?
Se eu não quiser. Se eu não quiser. Se eu quiser roubar tudo lá. Se eu não quiser, se eu não quiser.
Captain, can I help you?
Olha, no momento de jeito nenhum, viu? Eu estou bem.
By the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end.
Oh, meu Deus do céu. Ah, vou dar o C, né? E os da Freestar estão aqui também. Isso aí. Opa! Qual das duas tá falando comigo? Ah.
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Ele na onde? Ah. 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 Sangue de Jesus Cristo, pessoas. Mas assim nem tem como, você só outra. Ai, nem tem como. Vai ficar aí, tchau. Ah, pensei que tava falando ainda. Ai, que legal. Tá apontando pro elevador, dá pra que vai dar também. Olha aí. Elas não, tô protegendo tua casa mesmo. Aqui, ó. Salva na galáxia toda.
Addie?
Bom.
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Oh, obrigado, obrigado, obrigado.
If you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And so whenever you're ready.
Meu, não faça me arrepender de dar isso daqui pra você, viu?
Yes. Percival and I have done our damage. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Oxi.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Eita.
If you'll follow me.
Eita, como assim? A gente vai... Eita. Ah, tem uma coisinha aqui que pode ser minha. Que droga, hein?
Okay. Hello.
Hey.
Deixa eu passar.
Hey, no funny stuff with that boost pack. Got enough flight traffic as it is.
Oh. Okay. Oxi. Oh my. Caraca. É a minha nave aquela ali? Meu, olha isso. Tem uma estátua ali? Não. Sei lá o que é aquilo.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen?
Nossa.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you...
Eu mesmo fazer isso tudo.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your... We've also let the affiliate realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a... Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could... And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence.
Por que é o meu nome?
You can tell no one.
Some lá.
Can you agree to these terms? I'm sorry. I can't share any more with... Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the...
Eita. caramba, hein? Vamos ver como estamos aqui. Ai, carambola. Apertei errado. Bom, turma. Opa, tudo bom? É com essa vista. Que lindo, meu Deus do céu. Olha a divisão de cores, que coisa maravilhosa. Vamos dar um save aqui, né? Ah, por segurança. Olha isso, gente. Que isso? Meu Deus do céu. Que vista. Que vista. Caraca. Bom, vamos lá, né? Agora nós temos que ir pra... Da subseção 7. É, né? Pra você tá um dia agitado, meu filho. Vem tirar pra mim o que tá sendo então. Eita. Eu não sei o que tá sendo pra mim então. Tá ligado? Não. Alguma coisa? Alguma coisa? Oh, caramba, que susto. Nossa, mas você se assusta com qualquer coisa. Assim. Simples assim. Entendeu? Simples. A resposta é sim. Eu realmente me assusto com tudo. Opa, é roubar. Viram isso? Não vai dar.
A place like this had to exist. I just never thought I'd actually be in it.
Que susto. É o que vocês mais vão escutar eu falando, né? Que susto. Olha, atividades do mercado clandestino. Nossa, que coisa. Eita, bexiga, olha, tudo fechado, não dá pra passar em lugar nenhum. Ai, que susto.
You're cleared for entrance.
A minha entrada foi autorizada? Foi autorizada pra onde? Nem sei onde é que eu tô entrando. Todas as... Oh, que susto. Eu juro que não é proposital.
What? No magazines? Well, some small talk.
Não, vai ficar pra fora.
We've got a volunteer here. Howdy, soldier. Want to compare war stories?
Ah, que horror. Bora lá. A porta... Oxi.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom.
Já vou, já. Oxi. Isso. É isso? Oh. Ali já deve ter alguma coisa interessante, hein? Pra ser travado assim, só pode. Diga. Olha, sou curiosa. Ah, ok.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any
É infectado, meu filho?
an invisible enemy. lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get, which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Claro.
I'm Francois Fanon.
Okay.
Know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War.
O cara não morreu.
Great villain, if you believe
Não. É um clone.
executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice.
Nossa.
The altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Meu, a menina acha que ele tá morto.
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor, and so I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But
Caramba.
Captain, please. There are no clean hands, which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colony. An effort you and my progeny, Hadrian, have already made impressive. Though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our...
Ah, chamar de família que vocês tinham forçar a barra. Nem dava a mínima pra ela.
Our relationship has always been... The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all... But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, and I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Eu não vou trabalhar com ele não, né? Que vive no aquário.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to look, with quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, the names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are.
Pronto.
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally. And I've always had a mind for details. Where some
Olha só.
shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Nas famílias.
One task.
Eu não sei se estou gostando disso não.
A man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research.
As mechas.
If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done. Your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine
Ixi.
might be something. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make.
Ixi.
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. Easier for all if you simply blow up his. If that's what you require to sleep at night. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find him.
Caramba. Eu não acredito que esse cara tá vivo, gente. Não é possível. O cara tá vivo todos os anos. Meu. O cara simplesmente tá vivo. Assim, simples. Simplesmente tá vivo. Ah, você não matou o cara.
Captain, did your meeting? Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years. But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information. And she certainly... Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Caramba.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain. And that's not
Ai, ainda me
any
ameaçou.
of us. Now. Dr. Reginald Orlays? Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice, that'd be a huge win for the UC. Really? He found the members of the reason. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and man. Captain, if that's it, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? The Den? Oh, it's a star station. Orbiting Wolf. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repair. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
Opa!
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But this is far from the first name he's handed over. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, then I'll bid you good day, Captain.
Caramba, meu. Que isso? Vamos para o comercial que eu preciso vender umas coisas. Peguei muita arma, peguei muita coisa que eu preciso vender. Meu, que loucura. Gente, eu tô falando... Meu, a história desse jogo aqui tá sendo maravilhosa. É uma missão secundária, é uma missão da OC. Só que, meu, é tão boa quanto a principal. Tipo, o quê?
A
I'm afraid, due to recent... Welcome to UC Distribution. Oh, well...
Peraí, o que você tem? Não, o que você tem de arma? Tem alguma armazinha boa aí? Pequenininhos das armas, meu. Caramba. Tem nada, hein, moço? Minha pistola também, né? Isso daí é o dano do meu. Tá doido. Não me dá um fuzil a laser, né? Mas não quero não, obrigada. Peraí. Esse aqui é 7.5. Preciso ver, né? 7.5. Esse aqui já foi. Já foi. 7.5. Não tem, caramba. Filha da mãe. Então vamos aqui, já vendemos, né, as coisas. Nossa, acho que a gente tá com muita arma, hein? Isso tem algo pra vender? Não. A nave aqui tem alguma coisa? Uma bandeja. Placas, vestimenta. Eu vou guardar isso daqui. Já acabou seu dinheiro, moço?
Right.
Tá.
Come back if you need something else.
Carambola. Muito rápido. Mas nem parece que tinha um bicho doido aqui. Já voltou tudo ao normal. Ó.
You should inspect your ship for heat.
Ah, eu deveria? É. Sei, eu deveria. Chega. Mas já acabou o seu dinheiro.
successful landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked.
Meu, olha o tamanho disso, gente. Coisa absurda. Oxi.
Sure. That's all I have to.
Da onde você saiu?
Anything I can help you with?
Ai, caramba.
Okay, no problem.
Dá uma olhadinha no negócio aqui.
I'm sure you can find something.
Galileu. Mustang. Que é isso aqui? Aí, tem. Isso aqui é grande, hein? Bora. Bora. Não sei porque que eu tô ali. Podemos fazer assim, né? Assim. Vamos dobrar. Dobrar pra Wolf. Ai, Jesus Cristo.
Porco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
Welcome to the den. If you have business, feel free to land.
This ain't my getting around to a dome. You understand?
Fine, okay. I'm going.
Ai, ai. A gente acha essa cena magnífica.
Complete.
Eu fico muito boba com esse jogo. Nossa. Nossa, coisa muito absurda. A gente já veio aqui numa missão secundária, né? Ai, que susto, Vasco.
Hard to believe this place is still intact. But the military is nothing if not resilient.
If you're ever in New Atlantis, mind putting in a good word for me? I don't think my message to SS and Anna getting through.
Just doesn't add up. The spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of terramorphs touch down undetected?
Exatamente. Como que passaram despercebido assim? Exatamente. Ah, aquele ali não foi eu, cara.
Once I found a ransacked bar on a derelict ship. By comparison, this is great.
Ele ali é o cara, não é? Que matou todo mundo lá. E a gente tá fazendo... A gente tá fazendo trabalho?
I really did think this place was...
Marquez is all right, I guess. If she's gonna be lucky to have me as a boss.
Tá, vamos lá.
Looking to lodge a complaint? Then you want UC security, not the Vanguard. Oh.
Oh.
Apologies, Captain. So, what can I do for you?
Oh.
Orlaise. Doesn't ring a man? Living around Etheria. Only one ship like that I know of. Never docks. Doesn't respond to hails. They call it the war. Maybe this Orlaise of yours is the one piloting it. I can give you the a part of Etheria's sky is an old debris field. Plenty dangerous. Things you should know? the den's not really that kind of place. This is a keep an eye out for pirates, make sure smuggling's kept to a minimum, occasional rescue job out. Otherwise, it's mostly long haulers and staying ready for the day the collective wants another round. Or House Varun. I honestly thought it was just a story board haulers told each other to keep them. Pretty surprised to find out he has a name. Like, finding out the... Makes you wonder, though. Going theory on why was a combination of old ordnance and Etheria's gravity disappearing them. But maybe someone... Well, the original Den Star Station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent. Big part of the remains from those battles ended up gathering around Etheria. Every now and then, some headstrong scrapper comes limping. Sure thing.
Bora.
Here. Go get your man.
Oxi. As armas EM causam dano aos sistemas podendo paralisar motores inimigos para permitir que você aborde a nave. Ok. Por que tivemos essa informação?
Clamps released. We're free.
A gente já sabe que alguma coisa vai acontecer, né? Óbvio. Já vi essas informações assim, porque alguma coisa vai acontecer. Aqui. Pra mim isso seria outro planeta, né?
Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat.
Agora não, Barrett. Eita porra! Puta! Olha o que a gente tem agora. Eita porra! Meteu logo uma pancada na nave dele. Não consigo destruir os motores sem... Oh fuck. Ok. Descobrimos que não podemos destruir a nave dele. Então nós temos que sair de frente desses destroços aqui, né? Eu vou destruir a nave ou desliga os motores. Tá, eu vou... Ai. Isso aqui eu não tô entendendo muito bem como usa. Ai caramba, parece que eu vou... Mas parece que eu vou acabar destruindo. Ah, mais uma destruiu. Não quero destruir a nave não. Agora eu quero entrar na nave. Oh caramba. Falar com o Barrett, meu Deus do céu, ele não para. Que bom que você sabe que não é a melhor hora, então dá um tempo aí. Não, mas, tipo assim, tá muito difícil de pegar os motores dessa nave. Olha a minha nave como tá. Fiquei tão focada em destruir o motor dele que não prestei atenção nas minhas coisas. Oh, carambola, meu Deus. Não, para de graça que a gente precisa conversar, nada não. Será que eu tenho que destruir os escudos dele primeiro? Sim. É, né? Não faz muito sentido, né? Ai, ele destruiu o meu coisa. Repara a nave, não! Por que que eu morri, gente? Ele nem tá atirando. Ah, qual é, vai? Eu não entendi agora não, pra falar bem a real. Não, Barrett, cala a boca. Eu vou atirar nos coisinhos. O ruim é que daí eu não vou conseguir. Não. Tá complicada a situation aqui. Não sei muito bem o que fazer não. Ela tá me atacando de uma forma muito absurda, meu. Eu vou atirar nos negócios dele com ele assim, com o escudo. Será que eu consigo? O AM dele aqui, ó. Nossa, já tô sem coisa. Minha nave já tomou no rabo. Olha, o cara tá arregaçando a minha nave, velho. Ai, Jesus Cristo, amado. Isso aqui vai ser complicado. Eu acho que eu preciso destruir essa arma AM dele, hein? Acho que é isso que tá faltando, hein? Preciso tirar o escudo dele. Destruir essa arma AM dele e depois destruir o coisa dele. Os motores dele. Nossa, mas tá fogo, meu. Que isso? Ah, tem mais gente atirando em mim agora. Ah, toma. É, era aquele tipo de munição dele que tava fazendo aquilo. Caramba! E do nada, um monte de gente ele veio atrás de mim. Filha da mãe. Não, não quero conversar. O que esse doido tá fazendo? Eu não acredito que ele se matou. Ah, filha da mãe. Ah, mano. Eu não acredito que o cara fez isso, não. Não. Não, não. Deixava eu te matar então. Pô. O cara deu uma dessa mesmo, meu. Ai, verdade que eu já tô braba. Não acredito que o cara deu uma dessa. Caramba. Uva. Ah. Eu ia levar o cara comigo, né? Agora eu vou dar uma luta. Ai, que legal. Eu queria. Eu lembrei do Alvi. Alvi!
busy? Let's chat.
Ai, que agonia. Ele vai ficar colado. Eu não tenho certeza, mas eu acho que essas placas de circuito aqui, elas ajudam a arrumar a nave. Hello. O cara se matou. Eita, pulga. Nojo. O que eles estavam aprontando aqui? Sério? Ah, isso aqui é possível. Ô, Glória. Tem 3? Não, né? Só assim. Vai, isso aqui vai, isso aqui não. Ah, eu não acredito que eu não vou conseguir esses. Nossa, que raiva. Eu não tenho nenhum ponto ainda. Nossa senhora. Se tivesse, eu ia conseguir usar. Caramba. Bom. Hora de ir embora, né? Não acredito que o cara deu uma dessa. O cara se matou. Caramba, viu? Eu vou achar, lógico. Mas nem será. Vou achar que foi a gente.
Well, they don't need it now.
Caramba, hein? O cara ferrou com tudo, apagou os arquivos de tudo. Um tremendo filho da mãe.
Captain,
Bom, Vasco.
Pleasant to see you.
Ah, minha é essa. Tudo bom?
Sometimes I just want to turn off the background so we can float around.
Oxi, tá doida? Bom, armas eu peguei alguma aqui. Peguei, né? Aqui. Traje, meu, mochila. Pegamos a roupa dele. Ah, o cor. Ah, qual a coisa dele? Nossa. É pra colocar mesmo. Carambola, hein? Bom. Vamos lá, né? Não acredito que o cara se matou. Ah, que raiva. Eu queria matar ele. Bom, aqui eu acabei com seu dinheiro, né?
Hey,
É.
what can I do for you?
Nada.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Okay. By the way, Captain.
Pois ele vai ficar procurando que eu tô ocupada. Vou falar com ele agora não. Estou ocupada.
Talk to me.
Piorou. Piorou. Subseção 7. Os caras... Nossa. Eu não acredito numa coisa dessa. Eu não acredito que os caras mantiveram ele vivo. Que mudou assim. Ah, gente.
Welcome back, Captain. Do you have some news for me regarding Dr. Olays?
Ah, tenho, né?
I'm not surprised. Of course, you don't expect me to just take you at your... Excellent. Please.
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain.
Sir.
We can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can find him on the Freestar world of Nira, wandering the battle. The area was ground zero for xeno-weapon deployments during the war. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security I dedicated my life to the United Colonies. Every effort of my being to their protection. Even if my circumstances have changed. My purpose has not.
Ah.
A military Model A. Yes. Specifically customized for the needs of the Xeno warfare team. A powerful resource. If you can... You're saving the galaxy, Captain.
Meu, tem coisa, olha. Não confio, 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 não confio. Bom, e é aqui que eu me despeço. Continuamos na próximo episódio. Não esqueça de curtir o vídeo, se inscrever no canal, ativar o sininho de notificação para não perder os próximos episódios, que tá um babado. Esse daqui eu não esperava, nem um pingo. Pra mim, todos eles foram executados. Agora eu tô na dúvida se os outros também foram, né? Bom, é isso, galera. Vamos acompanhar o restante dessa história no próximo episódio. E até mais. Tchau.